Will not be as much snow as originally anticipated, but it is coming down right now, and it is getting slippery again across most of southeastern Wisconsin. How long this lasts this evening, how much you can expect coming up right now on 12 News at 5.
Well, this weekend's winter whopper created dangerous conditions from the lakefront to the roads. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Wagner. Live Weather Watch 12 storm coverage starts right now.
Leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 5.
Good evening, everybody. Snow is filling in right now on the Doppler 12 radar network, from rain to freezing rain and now snow. As you can see here, it has been a busy 24 hours across southeastern Wisconsin. Here is what we're seeing here on our Department of Transportation camera feed right now as we look at the roads. Part of those cameras are certainly iced over. Tough to see out on the roads right now, and a little bit slippery in some spots as well. Another live look here from our tower camera above our studios here at 19th and Wells. Looking here over Milwaukee, you can see the snow is falling right now. Chief Meteorologist Mark Baden is in the Weather Center here for us tonight. Mark, this has certainly been a tricky forecast.
It has. One that's bringing more gray hair or less hair, depending on how you look at it. It is a tough forecast. First and foremost, I want everybody to understand it's still going to be very slippery for tonight. It's just not going to be as much snow as we originally anticipated. 22 degrees in Economowoc. That's 94. You can see cars are moving by probably a little too fast. I'd recommend slowing it down a little bit. But the snow is coming down at a pretty good clip across much of southeastern Wisconsin. Onto the Doppler 12 radar network. Break in the action, and actually you probably don't see much snow at all into parts of Dodge County and Fond du Lac County, but everybody else, snow is filling in. We'll continue to see that snow at a moderate clip for most of the evening hours. This will be it for this storm as it pushes through. Notice how the heaviest is just to the south of us. That's going to play an impact on our totals. We'll look at those totals in just a second. In the meantime, though, if you're heading out for this evening, temperatures in the 20s. You don't have to cancel your plans. Just slow it down out there with the snow coming down. Very windy as well. There's going to be blowing snow and the winds gusting at times up to 35 miles per hour. More on this storm coming up.
All right, Mark, thank you. And the city of Milwaukee is declaring a snow emergency, which will impact when and where people can park on city streets. Sarah Tamer standing by with those details live here in just a moment. First, though, an angry Lake Michigan is causing massive flooding problems at the port of Milwaukee. 12 News' Matt Smith is there live for us here tonight. Matt, one official you spoke to described it as an act of God.
Yeah, Ben, port officials are calling this an unprecedented set of factors this afternoon. We're using our vehicle to help shield us. The potential, these gale force winds up to 50 miles per hour, 15-foot waves, the potential, all being ushered in by near record lake levels. You see some of the images there. Operations this afternoon at Jones Island were halted because of this flooding and the damage. Here's some look behind the scenes this afternoon. Flooded roads and buildings. Workers and water, it washed over some of the break and dock walls as well, making for dangerous conditions throughout the afternoon and into the evening, forcing vessels at this hour bound from Milwaukee to be halted.
This is definitely a force majeure act of God event in which, unfortunately, we're just in a waiting period. We are cautiously optimistic that the damage will not be significant, but I do remain a little bit nervous about what the future will show when the waters recede.
More pictures there. Matt Smith live with us here once again. Matt, any idea how much damage at the port and when operations will be able to resume?
No, first things first, officials say they have to get through the evening and the overnight. It's going to take several days, they say, to assess the exact damage of the water once the wind and the water stops. But really, it is still no joke out here with the combination of the high lake levels, the snow coming in, and the waves.
Get inside, be warm. Matt Smith live for us here tonight near the port of Milwaukee. Matt, thank you. And more damage along the lakeshore here tonight. The pier at the South Shore Yacht Club has been smashed. Look at this. It's all because of those huge waves created by that strong wind. Take a look here. You can even see some of the debris there washed up along the beach. Let's go live now to 12 News' Sarah Tamer, who is near Marshall and Lyon on Milwaukee's east side tonight. And Sarah, winter parking rules go into effect here this evening.
They do, Ben. And here's what you guys need to know. Today is an odd number calendar day, which means cars need to be parked on the odd side of the street with the odd house numbers. Now, this goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. While we aren't getting a lot of snow, we know that the Department of Public Works has declared a snow emergency and just wants folks to be prepared.
We have bumped up the time frame from 11 to 10 p.m. during our operations. We do need compliance. I mean, we're really asking the public to help us out. And it's really to help us out, to help them out, because in the end, you know, we're trying to get out there and clear the streets in the best way possible so that they can travel, so emergency vehicles can travel on the streets, but also to be able to get to the curb and keep the parking lanes clear so that there's adequate parking throughout the neighborhoods.
Now, when it comes to arterial streets and streets with bus routes, there will be a strict no parking rule. Ben?
Sarah Tamer reporting live for us here tonight on Milwaukee's east side. Sarah, thank you. Let's pull up the Traffic Watch 12 maps here on this Saturday evening. Thankfully, as we take a look here tonight, it is mostly green, some yellow there as well. Hopefully people just taking it slow as we zoom in just a little bit closer here this evening. We talked with many sheriff's deputies here tonight who say that there are some slick spots out there tonight, as you can see from a number of slower spots. Call those medium spots here tonight. They say if you can stay in tonight, please do, as there are plenty of spots that are not safe to drive on here this evening. Somehow, a car slipped off of the road and went into Fowler Lake this afternoon. This video coming to us from Oconomowoc. You can see crews pulling that car out of the partially frozen water. We are working to learn if anybody was hurt in all of this. Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies have been busy here today, too. They have responded to roughly 40 crashes since early this morning. Deputies say some of the worst areas here today have been on highway interchanges.
It's hard for us to manage our ways on the freeway, and we drive a significant amount of miles every day. So it's icy, it's cold. The more rain that we get, the slicker it gets.
Sheriff's office says they do have extra staff working to respond to any crashes. This winter storm has been causing problems on the roads, though, all day long. 12 News' Shanae Amara shows us just how dangerous this storm started off this morning.
It's a familiar sight this Saturday around southeastern Wisconsin, icy roads and the results of hazardous driving conditions.
It's real bad out here, you know, real icy.
Let's start off near 114th and Mill. I mean, what was it like seeing that type of scene right outside of your church? Well,
we were just praying that everybody was okay. You know, we would looking to come together and just see what we could do to help.
A neighbor called Pastor Wesley Carter about heavy police activity near his church, and this overturned DPW truck is why.
In the turn there, dumped over a lot of salt.
The driver was taken to the hospital, and his crews got the truck right side up. I-43 just south of Brown Deer also reopened after this semi slammed into a guardrail. On I-41 at Mayfair, another closure. A similar sight on the Zoo interchange. And near Watertown Plank Road in Robinson and Tosa, a car flipped over on its side. All of this as freezing rain continued to fall and as crews prepare for what more is to come.
The salters are doing the best they can, but it's coming down and it's freezing up.
Shanae Amara, WISN 12 News.
And morning crews also dealt with trees and wires down thanks to the wind and some of that ice, too. Take a look at this. Bayside Police tweeted out this picture from Lake Drive and Ferry Chasm Road. You can see that big tree there leaning on the power lines. We Energies is reminding people that if you see any lines down, call them and your local police department. We Energies has reported sporadic power outages across the area today. Here's what they're dealing with right now. About 650 customers are without service in Milwaukee County. Numbers there are updating every 5 minutes. You can check them on the We Energies website. Well, this storm is stretching the entire nation, the storm system rather, and to our south, it is severe weather. This is drone video from near Shreveport, Louisiana. Authorities there believe a tornado ripped apart trees, homes, and buildings in that area this morning. Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Mississippi also saw tornadoes. The death toll tonight has risen to at least 8 people. Meanwhile, some states in the east are experiencing January temperatures in the 60s and 70s. The Milwaukee Admirals were originally scheduled to play tonight at 6 o'clock, but because of the weather, the team moved its matchup with the Rockford Ice Hogs up to 1 o'clock. Wisconsin fans still came out unfazed by the wet and the wind.
Even so, I would make it anyways. Come rain, snow, sleet, it doesn't matter, I'm coming.
For me, it was a little inconvenient because we had to rush around because I had just literally left work, but we made it work. So we're here and we're ready to enjoy the game.
I was wide open all day.
Hockey fans got a good one tonight, too. The Admirals won 2-1 in overtime. Chief Meteorologist Mark Baden back with us here tonight with the rest of what's in store here tonight.
Yeah, even though we're not getting as much snow as originally thought, it's still causing trouble out there this evening. When this round moves out, when you can expect 4 more chances for snow in Weather Watch 12.
See more of the local stories important to you with the WISN 12 News app. Download right now. Leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 5.
Southeastern Wisconsin is dodging the worst of tonight's snow, but you can see from our Doppler 12 radar network, it is snowing right now. If you don't have to be on the roads tonight, it is a good idea here to stay home. And here's a reason why. Let's take a live look at our Department of Transportation cameras. Really everywhere we look, it looks like those cameras have been iced over, and there are certainly slick spots out on the roads here tonight. Let's check back in with our live crews and what they are seeing outside right now. First 12 News' Matt Smith and the flooding damage near the port of Milwaukee, Matt.
Yeah, Ben, this has been some of the hardest hit areas here down by the port. You can see the snow has started here. We're using our vehicle to shield us a little bit. The potential for some gale force winds tonight is what they are calling for, along with 15-foot waves. That is what prompted the port to halt operations at Jones Island because of massive flooding this afternoon. Officials there calling this an unprecedented act and a once-in-a-100-year flood. They are still assessing the damage at this hour. They are unsure what this will look like in a couple days when the water goes out. Point being taken here tonight that the combination of strong winds, high waves, and a near record lake level is causing major problems. Vessels inbound from Milwaukee halted tonight. All operations here at the port halted. Reporting live near the port of Milwaukee, I'm Matt Smith, WISN 12 News.
All right, well, we have been out here for just a few hours now, and the snow has definitely been accumulating. What's tricky is all of that ice that was falling earlier is now covered with snow. So just a reminder for folks who are driving to be very careful on the roads. It is now getting darker, getting a little bit trickier with that snow packing on. And if you don't have to be out in the elements like we do, my advice, stay home, maybe drink some hot chocolate and watch a little bit of Netflix. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Sarah Tamer, WISN 12 News.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Does.
Especially after we've seen Sarah and we've seen Matt.
Maybe some a little stronger than hot chocolate.
Maybe just a little bit.
Just an idea.
It's been one of those forecasts, hasn't it, Mark?
It has, and this is one of those things I never kind of just ignore the fact that we had a forecast that called originally for 8 to 12 inches of snow. Is that going to happen? It is not. It is still going to be very slippery for tonight. This evening will be on the slippery side, so I want you to take it easy out there. So here's the deal. What happened? Where did it go? Where did all that snow? Let's start with last night. Stayed mainly rain. One of the reasons why Lake Michigan is warmer than it usually is this time of year, around 37 degrees. That held the areas, a lot of areas, with just rain, and then eventually became ice. So we're kind of fortunate there. It could have been a terrible ice storm. It was bad enough. The low pressure center moved south and east of where we originally anticipated it being. I'll show you that in a second. And the storms that are happening in the south, there's a huge long line that robs some of our moisture from getting up here tonight. This was what I called the perfect position. This is where the low pressure center was going to go, we thought. And it's just an ideal spot here just south of Lake Michigan, and we would see all that snow. Instead, look at where the low is. This is where it's going. It's going to be all the way into Ohio. It's about 150 miles east, which makes a big difference. And there's also not as much moisture to play with because of the fact of that big line of thunderstorms. So we take you into Milwaukee. Again, this evening, it's still going to snow. You're still going to need to shovel. It's still not going to be pleasant to drive in. We take you to Oak Creek where you can't see anything because the camera is covered in ice. A lot of you have your trees are covered in ice. There have been a lot of branches that have been knocked down, power outages today because of the freezing rain that we had last night and this morning. To Racine we go. Look at the camera shaking around. The wind is still howling, especially near the lake. Huge waves today. Temperatures are getting colder. The wind's going to change more to the north-northwest as the night goes on. So places like Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha, you're going to cool off as well. But it's down to 19 in Beaver Dam. Here's the wind. 31 miles per hour in Milwaukee, 35 mile per hour wind gust right now in Racine and Kenosha. Gradually, the wind will get less as the night goes on. Here's where the snow is right now. Not too bad in Racine and Kenosha. It is coming down at a pretty good clip, though, from Sheboygan back down through West Bend, over through Beaver Dam, extending through Watertown, Johnson Creek, all the way through Fort Atkinson and Whitewater. So we take you up to the north. Don't expect a whole lot in Fond du Lac. You'll probably get a couple of inches in Sheboygan, maybe a touch more right along the lakeshore. And the better chance of seeing the 2 to 4 inches of snow will actually be in our southern counties because I think the snow will last a little bit longer there as it moves in. The heaviest snows staying down to the south of us and staying to the east of us as that low pressure center will move away. Here's Futurecast to show you that snow as it moves out of the area by tomorrow morning. Still could be some slippery spots in the morning. Make sure you let the crews get out there and do their job, get the salt down and get the plows out because it'll still need to be plowed. As we head into Sunday, notice there's snow, but that'll be after the game in Green Bay. A little bit of snow around here for us in the middle of the night. Could hang on to a little snow shower action in the morning on Monday morning, and then it will get quieter. So here it is, the rest of the storm. 1 to 2 inches, Sheboygan to Watertown. Waukesha, you kind of right on the line, maybe 2 to 3 inches there. 2 to 4 inches from Milwaukee south through Racine and Kenosha. So no, not a huge storm, but the winter storm warnings continue because of the wind. That's really going to blow things around. So snowy roads throughout this evening. That blowing snow gusting to 35 miles per hour. Just take your time. You don't have to cancel your plans. 27 degrees for your Sunday, fairly quiet day, and then that light snow moving in on Sunday night. That will continue to the early parts of Monday. Another system, look how busy this is. Another system on Tuesday, doesn't look big, but another chance for light snow. Another chance for light snow on Wednesday. Another chance for snow on Friday. Another chance for snow on Saturday. The quiet days are Sunday and Thursday. So the active weather is back with a vengeance. So just be ready.
So if you didn't get as much snow as you wanted today, just wait.
There are more chances on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it will continue to add things up.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Coming up here tonight in Sports Wide, tomorrow's Packers playoff game against the Seahawks may come down to a field goal. Steph Sutton is in next here with sports.
Stay safe with severe weather alerts. Download the WISN 12 News app right now.
Snow is falling across southeastern Wisconsin right now. Mark will have another update ahead here in this newscast. In the meantime, you can also see interactive radar closings and traffic alerts right now on the 12 News mobile app.
Both the Packers and Seahawks have combined to play 22 one-score games this season, and it may all come down to a kick. And if it does, the Packers have to be feeling pretty good with Mason Crosby, who missed only 2 field goals all year and has made 23 of his last 24 postseason attempts. And remember, Crosby went 5 for 5 at Seattle back in the 2014 NFC title game. His recipe for playoff success is simple.
You know, in my mind, it's the start of another season. So, you know, just kind of reset after the regular season's over and kind of focus on kind of what this situation is. You know, I stick to my processes during the week. You know, don't do anything different. Don't try to create any kind of situations that, you know, that are different. You know, and then just understanding, you know, what this is. I love the challenge. I love the fact that that every kick, every moment is a big moment, and you know, every time you step on the field, you know, you got to go execute because it could be the last time, you know, for that season. So I embrace those challenges and those moments.
College hoops, the Badgers have won 3 straight Big Ten games on the road, including today at number 20 Penn State. And what a first half for Micah Potter. Scored 18 points in the first half alone. That was 3 of them. Shortly after that play, Brad Davison with the nice layup. He had a double-double, 11 points and 13 rebounds. Wisconsin led 9 at the half. Second half, watch this. Kobe King the dish to Nate Reavers for the flush. Let's see that again. Reavers only finished with 4 points, but it didn't matter. Badgers having little trouble against the Nittany Lions. Potter with a double-double. He finishes with a career-high 24 points and 13 rebounds. The Badgers knock off another ranked team on the road. The final 58-49. And Marquette, just moments ago, lost to Seton Hall. We will have those highlights for you coming up tonight at 6. Marquette actually started the game strong, but then the Pirates pulled away in the second half.
Big Packers game tomorrow. We know that they're also looking for shovelers still.
Yes,
They'll
they
clear
are.
out Lambeau Field. Snow, we're getting here too.
A little
All right.
snowy.
Thank you, Steph. We're back here after the break with the latest storm track timing. Live winter storm coverage from 12 News continues here next.
Be the first to know when news breaks. Download the WISN 12 News app right now.
Live Weather Watch 12 snow coverage here continues at 5 o'clock this evening with a live look at the Wisconsin Department of Transportation cameras here throughout the areas. This is what we're seeing. It's either snow covered or we're seeing ice covering those cameras here tonight. So take it slow if you are headed out here tonight. Let's pull up those Traffic Watch 12 maps here this evening too. This has gotten a little bit more, I would say, dicey since about 4:30 here tonight. It went from green now to yellow. Just means that people are taking it slow here tonight. We haven't seen any major accidents or incidents, though. Deputies we did speak to say they've responded to somewhere around 40 crashes since 4 o'clock this morning. So they are also recommending, if you don't have to go out tonight, stay home. Sarah Tamer said hot chocolate, Netflix. All good ideas.
And it was good to see yellow. Hopefully that means people are just slowing down to the conditions. You can still move about, but we are going to see snow as we head throughout the evening hours. That's going to be with us. And so we are going to be dealing with accumulating snow. A live look outside at Cathedral Square. It's pretty out there, 26 degrees. And yes, there's your snow. It's not going to be as much as originally anticipated, but again, it's still going to be troublesome as we head throughout this evening. This will gradually rotate its way through. I think the snow is done by midnight, but between now and then, we are going to see some pockets of heavier snow. Some places picking up as much as 4 inches. I think most areas around 2 to 3, a little bit lesser amounts than that in our northern counties.
What does Aaron Rodgers say? The Packers play better in snow and cold? It's not snowing a lot in Green Bay.
The colder the better, according to Aaron Rodgers.
It'll be cold in the teens.
Back here at 6. Have a great night.